1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Now you know why his back looks like that.
Yeah.
Here we go. Sit.
Come on, pull. Good. It's about 75 degrees out.
Come on.
Yeah, he wasn't kidding.
Hey, baby.
Chewy. Really? Good thing Branch didn't see him when he was here. He would have killed him.
Yeah. Branch would have jumped on him with a machete.
He would have.
Good eating right there. We're blessed enough to have David here today because he's retired after, what, 20 years in the Air Force? And when I called him to say, he goes, let me check my schedule. Oh, yeah, I'm retired. That's what he said.
I did.
I can do anything I want. So this is pretty awesome. This is first time, actually second time we get to train together, but first time on video. And he's going to teach us a few things. As I said, he's got one of the best backs in all of bodybuilding.
Absolutely.
So maybe I can learn a thing or two and catch up to him.
First off, before we even get started, I want to personally thank you, David, for over half your life dedicating service to the United States of America and the Air Force. We all appreciate it. Okay, now here we have the very first 202 Mr. Olympia, David Henry, Jose Raymond, legendary 212 competitor. You guys have been, back and forth at each other's heels, so to speak, for quite a while. But
15 years.
15 years. Since your amateur days, you guys have been competing against each other, right?
Yeah.
And on stage, everybody wants to win, but off stage, it seems like you guys get along pretty well.
Yeah. There's nothing to gain, man, by being jerky. Really, I guess at this point in my life, I just want to just live your life, get along, and know at the end of the day, you did all the right things. So.
I think we have a mutual respect and appreciation for what we've been through, and we know what it takes to be where we are and what we're doing. And there's, at a certain age you grow up too. Maybe in your mid-20s you're like, yeah, screw him, screw that guy. You get to be almost 40 years old and you're like, God bless him. I hope he does, the best he can. I want to go against the best possible David Henry. As dangerous as that may be, I want him to be at his best. I want Flex to be at his best. And I want to be at my best. We ultimately want to put on a great show together as a unit, And that's what we've been doing, and that's why it's growing so much.
David, you've recently retired. You've spent your entire bodybuilding career basically managing your time around working full-time for the Department of Defense.
Yeah.
You've only been retired for how long now?
Since 1 August.
Wow.
Yeah.
Since just last month?
Yeah.
Or this month?
Yeah.
So, already is it a different world where you can make your own schedule and do things, by your own timetable?
It is totally different. I didn't know how to best manage my time, because I don't have to get up at 4:30 in the morning to be at work 6:30 till 4 or 5 in the afternoon, evening times. And what people didn't know is she's for this whole Arnold prep. Actually, I was working a mid shift, bro, and that was from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. for 6 months straight, and that was silliness, So none of that stuff is happening at this present time, of course, and it won't ever happen again. But managing my time is now the key thing, because I can get up and do what I want when I want to. Go to the gym whenever, but I should give myself on a better structure, I guess, because I'm like all willy-nilly. It's 5 in the afternoon, I'll go to the gym, or 10 in the morning, I'll go to the gym, so I should probably get back on a different schedule. But no pressure. It's really no pressure. I moved in my house and I'm settled in, I'm good. Now it's game time, trying to go win this thing,
Jose, you're a trainer, and you do have a good load of clients that you have to manage your meals and your workouts around, but have you pretty much gotten down to a science over the years of doing that too?
Yeah. I've, like today, I get up around 5:30, take my pictures in the morning to send to Chris, cook my meals, and I'm here to do cardio by 7, 6:45, whatever, and eat, start training a couple clients, as you saw today, and then I eat again, and we just train. That's pretty much how the schedule goes. I'll bring all my meals with me, do my cardio, train my clients, eat, then I'll head home, eat, shower, nap, train a couple more people, train myself. You know, I'm in and out a few times a day. Yeah. David's way and Evan's way is more efficient, you know, getting to the heavier weights while you have energy.
Right. And so you've known David for about 15 years now, you say?
Yeah.
How would you describe him as a competitor? Because you've been on stage with him many times.
He's the best. He is one of the very best that I've ever had the honor of standing next to. You know. Yeah, well, I mean, whether or not I say it, everyone who's watching knows it, so I might as well fess up to it. Every show I've ever been in that he's been in the top group, if not winning, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, it's made me a better competitor for sure. You know, when I'm looking at a goal of what I need to be, I look at guys like him and Flex and Kevin in the past when Kevin was the champ, and these guys are directly related to my improvements that I've made over the years. So yeah, I mean, he continues to get better.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Now you know why his back looks like that.
Yeah.
Are these supposed to be real pretty, clean?
You're supposed to make him
Pause reps, or you just
a constant
moving weight, constant tension?
Once they get sloppy, as clean as humanly possible with the weight that you're using. You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of people tend to overanalyze, and these are the same people that are your internet keyboard assassins.
Yeah.
Go ahead and keep doing that, there, buddy. We'll do what we're doing.
It's working.
All right. Oh yeah. Here we go. Sit. Come on. Yep. Come on.
Today was, Jose, you said the second time you guys have trained together.
Yeah.
First time on camera. Dave's got definitely a different style of training than you know, the old school way that yourself and a lot of other pros do. How would you describe it from what you've seen of Dave's style of training?
Very calculated, very deliberate, very efficient. You know, where I might come in and, what do I feel like doing? Let me do some warm-ups and make up my mind as I'm warming up. Let me do another warm-up exercise. And by the time it would be for me to really start getting heavy, I'm already wiped out. So, where he warms up a little bit and attacks right away. I mean, he went right up to 6 plates within 10 minutes of being here. So that's very different, and it's efficient, and it worked. And I mean, that was really a quick workout. I could picture his back workout by himself is probably 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, where I mean, when I'm by myself, I do a lot more nonsense, and it takes me 45 minutes. But it's hardcore, though. You know, I was wiped out. It was probably a little heavier than I should have gone, but I wanted to try it. I wanted to let the fans see me versus David trying, you know, trying his methods and see what it's like. Me getting my ass kicked by the giant killer.
So I want to talk a little more about your training, Dave, because you know you were DC training's basically poster child for a long time because you know anyone can say, well, this training system's great, but the pros don't do it. But you were a good example of somebody that started it at the very beginning of your pro career, if I'm correct. As soon as you turned pro, used it very successfully, put on a ton of muscle.
Yeah.
And it's very, very different from the standard style of training. What gave you the courage not only to just try it, but to keep doing it for years? And then the system you're doing now is also, you know, and similarly very, very different, more of a high intensity, brief, calculated style of training.
Yeah. Now, you know, don't mistake everything that I've been doing, you know, for not being grateful and blessed that Dante Trudell, you know, the proprietor of DC himself, that I've gained a ton of knowledge. The guy, awesome dude, great mentor. You know, the fact that he took his time to teach me and tell me everything that I knew up until this point of DC training and stuff like that as well. Hats off to him, you know. It's just like anything else, you know, I moved away from it just because my buddy Scott Stevenson found out something, his beta testing, if you will, of experimentation of things. Usually with him, every time he says, Dave, let me show you something, I equate that with, let me show you something else that's gonna hurt really bad. So, you know, he was testing some things out, you know, and he took an approach to something and we worked it, and it worked flawlessly and very well. I watched him doing it, asked him what he was doing, because he was training Fortitude for a long time, or now currently named Fortitude for a long time, and I was wondering what he was doing while I was doing my DC. And then he brought me on board and said, hey, let me show you what's up with this stuff, and then basically I've designed like this, and he's a calculated dude like no other. And you know, he laid it out and things, and it blew my body up, and it changed the muscle, if you will. It rounded some things out, you know, definitely more separation, a lot harder and stuff. And I felt that at that point worked a lot better than what I was currently doing in DC. Again, DC, your hats off for those that are still training that, you know, great, phenomenal program and system to keep using. Please do it. You know, I'm just doing something different, you know, so I'm not downplaying what I've been given. You know, I'm just onto something different, you know, now. So the Fortitude training is a series of movements, man, that basically you can't explain that on film, you know, unless you're doing it. You can't explain it on paper unless you're doing it. You got to physically show somebody how, because otherwise it's going to be misinterpreted, and then someone's going to blast you for being ineffective. You know what I mean? So I really can't go into much on that. But it is online, you guys. Check out Dr. Scott Stevenson. He's got his ebook out, and you know, you can go from there, because it is an ebook, so now you can actually get hold of the videos and things like that of how the movements are demonstrated and things. So you know, I'm not the one to be able to say I'm the expert on telling you that stuff.
Well, they're going to be asking, so what's the website, if there is one?
You got to go on Integrative Bodybuilding. It's Scott Stevenson's website itself. It's like a forum, and so you get on there and get a hold of him and find him. He competes at the Masters Nats, guys. So
right on. Okay, so 4.5 weeks from now, how many titles does Flex have now? 2 or 3?
2.
2. Okay. So you've both beaten him in the past.
Oh yeah.
You've been nipping at his heels for a couple years now, trying to beat him again. You know, Jose, we've talked about this in almost every video that we've ever done leading up to the shows where you know he was going to be there. You know, he's a human being, he's beatable. You've beat him in the past. What would it take to beat him now? You start, Jose.
Maybe Scott Stevenson.
Oh, man.
The way I look at it, and I think David thinks the same, is if you're staying the same, you're moving backwards. So you got to try and get better and better, because he definitely is. Other than changing my genetics, I just got to be a bigger, badder version of myself, and maybe, just maybe, he gets food poisoning. And,
it happened to Phil once.
You never know.
Nancy Kerrigan.
You have to be ready. That's all I can say. I got to be 100% at my best, because you never know what happens, you know, with the other competitors. You know, I don't know. I think he's beatable. He can be beat. The likeliness of it happening is not in my favor, but I got to be ready to do so if that chance arises.
David, how do you beat Flex?
You know, again, you know, I said it from the beginning of any interview I've ever done. You know, I have done it before, you know, at the stage where we were at, and I'm always capable of doing it again. I'm always at 100%, guys. You know, girls, ladies, whoever's watching, you know, is going to check this out.
Mrs. Lewis.
Yeah, yeah. You know, again, all these guys, man, no mistake. Jose, fantastic dude. Guy, fantastic and funny as hell dude. Flex Lewis, great competitor. All these guys are great competitors. We're all good friends off stage, man. You guys see several pictures of us hanging out and partying and having a few beers afterwards. But when it's on that stage, it's hats off, gloves are off. It's time to rock and roll. So it's not up to us at this point, to judge this contest. Jose's got to bring what he knows he has to do. I've got to bring my signature, Dave Henry, that I've got to bring. Flex Lewis better be on point as well, and I'm sure he will be, which is great, because I want everybody to have no excuses of how those placings went.
You hear that?
How much cardio is he doing?
None.
None, yeah. Same amount he always does.
It's crazy. It's terrible.
Oh well, what are you gonna do?
Will you do any? Just a little walking around?
Yeah, like I said, I'll do some walking around and stuff, walk my dog.
I'm already an hour deep today.
Branch just walks the friggin' dog. That's all he does. George Farr, cardio burns muscle. Don't do it.
Yeah. Well,
No, he believes in a little bit. Just a little bit.
I get less and less. This weekend I'll be doing very little.
Well, hopefully we'll get another video with you guys before the show. If not, it's been pretty great thing to have you guys together today. Appreciate you coming out, David. It was a 100-mile drive exactly for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too many guys up from Olympia doing that. So thank you very
I drove there
much.
for DJ's leg training 2 weeks out. You guys remember
Oof.
seeing that?
Yep.
That was 120 miles, so I think I'm okay.
Yikes. Cool, man. All right, so thank you guys very much.
Thank
See
you.
soon.